Hi Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You can check out your other placements for additional messages. As this is a general reading, messages may or may not apply. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't for the next person. We're going to be taking a look to see what messages need to come through for you guys for the week ahead, see what you guys could be currently dealing with or what you can expect, and get some insight, wisdom, guidance for Taurus. See what's going on. I'm just cleansing the energy, setting my intentions for this reading. Please let these messages come through clearly, smoothly, accurately for whoever needs these messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead, the next 7 days. Thank you very much. Spirit guides, angels. Let's pull some animal oracle messages, okay? Let's pull a couple, and then we'll move on to some tarot. So, any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the next 7 days? What's going on for my Taurians? Any messages for Taurus? Now, when I was prepping this deck, it was actually really interesting because for a while, you guys kept having the rabbit and the fire ants pop out, and they popped out again. And I was like, wow, like, I don't know how many readings, but recently you guys have had those cards pop out a lot. I know like a month or two ago, it was like every reading I did for you, it was just like those two cards kept showing up. And I'm like, wow, here we go again. So it may pop out again, it may not, but let's just see what's going on for you guys for the week ahead. Messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead, the next 7 days. Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Any animal oracle messages? What does Taurus need to know? Any insight, wisdom, guidance? For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, the deck doesn't want to shuffle anymore. Take that as a sign. Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead? Wow. We got the dragonfly coming out, air energy. Messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead. Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead? Messages for Taurus. Thank you very much. The Scorpion. Okay. Well, that's, Scorpion, fire ant. Those are kind of similar energies. This is fire energy coming through. And at the bottom, we have the otter, which is so beautiful to have. So, okay, so there's going to be a couple different messages. So maybe I'm picking up on a couple different groups or just lots of variety this week, okay? So we have air energy coming out as well as fire, and then the oyster, sorry, not oyster, what? The otter, some of you are needing to open up. The otter is coming out, okay? Dragonfly and the Scorpion, this is an interesting combination. So there's something that's on your mind, whether this is something from your past or something that's recently happened or the week ahead or something that you have to deal with this week has you a bit frustrated or annoyed. The Scorpion is this energy where you may feel as if someone has stung you or burned you or hurt you, upset you, betrayed you. So yeah, there's a little bit of that edge to you. Taurus, Scorpio is your counterpart. They are your opposites. So just, keep that in mind. You may have Scorpio in your chart, but it looks like as if you're going to be gaining a new perspective on something, or you're going to be bringing a new perspective to the table. Let's just say some of you could be telling a person who hurt you how you felt. And, it is Mercury retrograde season coming up, and we are in the thick of retrograde season with all these other planets. So there's a lot of energy and memories and feelings resurfacing, bubbling up to the surface for us to deal with. And so you may find yourself harping back on a situation that has happened, whether it was recent, whether it was way in the past, but it's on your mind and it's coming up for a reason for you guys to bring healing as well as, honesty to a situation. And with the dragonfly coming out here, this is bringing truth to an emotional situation, right? We got the water element out here and air is the mind. So you are going to be seeing and understanding, viewing an emotional situation or some sort of feeling differently. Like you're going to be gaining a new perspective on something. That has you, fired up, has you annoyed, has you hurt, has you angry about something. You're going to be getting some sort of breakthrough. And then when you have that breakthrough, bottom of the deck, we have the otter. You're going to be feeling much happier, much more at peace, much more of like a release and just feeling more in tune with yourself. The otter is a beautiful energy to come out. This does mention celebrations and being with your loved ones, your friends, family, whoever you enjoy, whether even if it's just yourself, where you can just, you feel at peace, you feel free, you feel like you can just be your authentic self. Sometimes this talks about like a reward for all your hard work and dedication. Now it's just like time for a break, time to rest, retreat, recharge, rejuvenate. Okay, you know, turn on some good music, dance around, pour yourself a drink, and just like enjoy the week. So some of you may have like, you know, maybe a little celebration or something that you've accomplished that you are celebrating. So that could be coming up for someone out there. But yeah, so there is some sort of situation that had you upset in some sort of way. And it looks like you're going to be dealing with that this week. And it's going to bring you such a sense of relief, a feeling of peace, and, you know, just bringing balance to an emotional situation that had you flared up, had you fired up, had you just, like, on your edge. So that's good. So it looks like something about that is going to be clearing up this week. Or something about it's coming up for you to clear out so that you can be happy and free. And that's no longer on your mind. Okay? So let's pull some tarot messages, see what's going on for you guys. Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead? Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for this upcoming week? Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead? Any messages? Wow, we have the World coming out. Okay, so there's definitely the energy of some sort of shift taking place. Transition. Phase to another. Lessons being learned. Messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead. Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead? Messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead. Okay, 4 of Pentacles. Messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the week ahead. We also have 8 of Pentacles reversed. Any messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? We also got the Page of Cups reversed. Oh, 9 of Pentacles reversed, High Priestess reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We also have the Hangman, new perspective that you're gaining. It's kind of like that dragonfly energy. So I think you guys are making the decision to no longer put effort into a connection, a relationship. We have the Page of Cups reversed, which is indicating that there is very little to no communication regarding I'm getting a relationship of some sort. Friendship, family, romantic, doesn't matter. The Page of Cups reversed and the 8 of Pentacles reversed. You're not putting effort into something. I don't think, if this is like a relationship of some sort, I don't think either of you are putting energy into this. Okay? You're spending time reflecting on something, especially as we are in all this retrograde energy, right? Things are being bubbled to the surface for us to reflect on, to look at, to do any healing that is needing to be done or recognized, felt, etc., expressed. And so with this Hangman energy, I do feel like you guys are really just kind of sitting in this reflective mode of looking through your past experiences, a past relationship where there could have been hurt, or again, something that had you feeling burned, stung, hurt, etc., etc. You're gaining some sort of perspective that you haven't before. High Priestess reverse, I do think that you guys will be gaining some sort of truth. Kind of what I've just been saying with that Hangman, the Dragonfly, like some sort of new truth. Your own truth is changing. You're recognizing some sort of lesson here, or you could be uncovering something you didn't realize before in the past. Knight of Pentacles reversed, again, not putting any energy towards this. You don't have any confidence that this could work out, or that if you were to give it a chance, that things would go back to how they used to, or things could be normal again. Like you have no confidence in this whatsoever. So you're not going to waste your time, energy trying to start this up again, but at the same time, you're still reflecting on it. With that 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles can sometimes talk about like holding on to something / attachment / like she's just sitting here waiting. I said that weird. She's just sitting here waiting, like nothing's really happening. And we also have the World. So this chapter is coming to a close. The door is closing. As one door closes, another one opens. I just honestly think that you could be just getting like closure on something, like just within you. I don't really think that you are going to be getting answers from a person. Oh, they're coming back to tell you that they're sorry. I'm not getting that energy. Sorry, but that's just not what I'm getting. Like some sort of inner peace that you're going to be gaining, not from a person like reaching back out to you and apologizing and, you know, telling you why they did something. No, I'm feeling like this is coming from within you. Like you guys are doing the work, and as you guys are spending the time reflecting and looking at this situation, this relationship and what happened, the lessons, like you're uncovering a lesson or a new perspective, and that's what's bringing this sense of peace. And then you come out as the otter, like, okay, I feel happy, I'm feeling relieved, like, I'm glad that I feel free from this. Like, you're free from something that, like, held you hostage, emotional hostage, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna look into the Hangman and the World, okay? Because that was, it's very like, oops, straight to the point. Page of Pentacles trying to flip out. Personal growth, also new opportunities regarding career, finances, as well as your confidence, friendship for some. So let me look into this Hangman for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus. Even when I look at this Knight of Pentacles, let me just hold this for a second. The Knight of Pentacles upright, right? She is writing down. She's taking notes. The fact that it's reversed, it's almost like you guys could be reviewing your notes. Like, let's say that maybe you did a lot of journaling, or maybe you are currently doing a lot of journaling, or just like getting down your thoughts. Highly recommend that, by the way. It helped me so much personally, so maybe it might help you if you've never done it before. Just write that shit down. Any hurt, any pain, anything that you feel when you think about this person, anything that's remaining, that's still lingering, and you're like, I just want to be free from this. Get down a pen and a paper, write down everything that you feel, the good, the bad, anything that comes to mind. Write that shit down, and if you want, you can keep it, or you can burn it, you can rip it up, you can wet it with water, whatever you want to do with that afterwards. That is up to you. But I just highly recommend you get it down, out of your brain, out of your mind. It's very freeing, and you'd be surprised with the things that do end up coming out, or the realizations you have as you kind of sit down with these thoughts and these feelings. And if you need to have a good cry or a good release, like, just let yourself heal, you know? Anyway, so I'm gonna look into this Hangman energy. Kind of the Hangman for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus. Look, we got the Seven of Cups, right? So there's some sort of clarity after, you know. Kind of the Hangman for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus. Kind of the Hangman for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus for the week ahead. Star reverse. All these cards falling out reverse, but the deck, I'm looking at it, it's not. All these cards just flipping out that way. Kind of the Hangman for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow, double Major Arcana flipping out. So this is really significant, Taurus. Kind of the Hangman. We also have, you can pick it up, King of Cups. Wow, yeah, you're doing a lot of healing. We also have the Two of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Oh, nice. And the Ace of Wands underneath that. So beautiful energy underneath the Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups. So wish fulfillment coming up in the near future. That's going to lead you to some really beautiful stuff. We'll get to that after. So as you guys are doing a lot of reflection and you're looking back at this past situation, it could be multiple situations, right? It might be more than just like that ex that hurt you. Could be like deeper things or whatever that you are working through, right? You're doing the work. You're looking back at a time where you felt like you had to shrink yourself / you weren't your authentic self around this person. Maybe you also realize like you're just having a lot of realizations about things and recognizing how much you've changed, how much you've grown as a person since this relationship. And you're seeing like you're seeing you don't want to go back to how you used to be. Like, you're grateful for the lessons, but you're glad that you are who you are today. Right? You're like, I've changed, I've grown so much in the past. I pretended to be someone I wasn't. I felt like I couldn't be my true self. Something about the connection maybe was just inauthentic or not really real. And now with the perspective that you have today, as you look back on this past experience, you realize like you're just having a lot of realizations. I don't get the energy that you're beating yourself up over your past. I think you actually have a lot of compassion and patience with yourself. But yeah, like something here is changing. Like you're definitely healing. And it's freeing you emotionally. The Two of Swords, like this is, you're being challenged here. Challenged to grow. Six of Swords as well. Two of Swords and the Six of Swords. You're being challenged to grow. You're being challenged to move in a new direction. Six of Swords, Ten of Cups. Moving to you're happy. Moving to a really fulfilling time in your life regarding your friends, your relationships, your emotions, your family, your love life, even your passions. Ace of Wands. Nine of Cups. Oops. Nine of Cups. So, manifesting a new beginning and a new passionate start, a wish coming true. So this is, the Nine of Cups is a very independent, individual, happy energy. And now it turns to the 10, which is like more collective, a group setting, more than one person involved. So this is what you're moving towards. As you are reflecting, as you are healing, as you are looking at things from a new perspective, and you're also having like these breakthroughs, and you're making peace with what happened in your past, it's really creating change, and it's helping you move forward, and you're taking the lessons that you've learned with you to whatever comes your way in the future. So let's take a look into the world. So yeah, definitely a cycle is coming to an end here. Tell me the world for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus for the week ahead, the next 7 days. Tell me the world for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus. Tell me the world, please. Tell me the world for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus. Tell me the world for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus. Tell me the world, please. Thank you. We have the Seven of Swords. Tower. Wow. Sheesh. Tell me the world for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus. One more. Thank you. Nine of Wands reversed. We also have Death at the bottom. Scorpio energy. Yeah. So this whole scenario, it's over. It's done with. You accept it. You're getting the closure you need. Closure from within. You've reached this point in your life where you have acceptance for how things have happened. Even the things where you may have made mistakes, where you could have went wrong or whatever, right? That's how you grow. You can't grow without making mistakes. Mistakes are not a bad thing, right? As long as you learn from them. So we have the Seven of Swords, the Tower, and Nine of Wands reversed. Lots of nines, kind of. Actually, only 2 nines. I thought there was more than just 2. But anyways, Nine of Wands reversed. Like, you're really just, like, no longer putting energy into something. You're really just point of acceptance. Again, I'm repeating myself, but that's, like, what I keep getting. The Tower and the Seven of Swords. I seen a post. I can't remember how it was said, but the closure was when they disrespected you. I don't know if that was the proper wording of it, or I don't know. I seen that like a few weeks ago on my Instagram. I was like, interesting. So for some, you could have been disrespected, and you know, now you're realizing, like, why would I want that back in my life? You know. Anyways, the Seven of Swords and the Tower coming out, like, you're just getting rid of this. You're very grounded, I do have to say. The Tower coming out, this foundation, it is solid. The top is what's coming off. It's like getting rid of dead ends, dead weights, the unnecessary, right? And same with the Seven of Swords. What are you keeping with you moving forward? What are you leaving behind? Are you going to hold on to the grudge, the anger, the resentment for the rest of your life? Risking your own inner peace just so you can get your justice? Like, you're going to get your justice either way, boo. Keep your hands clean. Focus on you, your road, your lane. Let the universe do its thing, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna pull a fairy message, but yeah, so basically this reading, to kind of summarize, is like, you got some things from your past popping up in your mind, you're thinking about, reflecting about, things that haven't been fully healed yet, and as you are spending the time to reflect and go inward, you're recognizing how much you've changed and grown as a person, and how much you actually don't want this to come back ever again. You don't want a second chance. You just want to move on with your life. You're recognizing certain lessons that you've learned, and you know how much you've grown. I already said that. Like, your perception on everything is just starting to change, and you're like, you know what? I'm grateful that I am where I am. I'm happier, and I'm better off without this person in my life, and that's that. And so you're kind of just reaching this place of acceptance this week, and it's freeing you, really. I think you're learning to forgive yourself, even perhaps forgiving whoever this is on the other end, right? For your own sake, not so that they can come crawling back in. It's really just like you guys just accepting what they did, realizing it really had nothing to do with you and more to do with them. Let's just say, like, for example, they were calling you a bunch of horrible names. That's really, like, again, you didn't deserve it. It's mostly a reflection of how they feel about themselves. And although you didn't deserve to be the punching bag, like, you recognize, I am not a shitty person. They may have told you you're a shitty person, Taurus. Like, you don't deserve love, you're not deserving, and you may have believed that. Now, as you are doing the reflection, you're realizing, I am worthy of love. And honestly, that person who told me those things, that's how they felt about themselves. And, like, I don't know. Hopefully, whatever. I'm, like, rambling, y'all. But I think you guys are really just making peace, letting things go, and freeing yourself. And you feel much happier, much lighter as you do so. Anyways, oh, what is this? Okay, too many. I'm not taking that. Sorry, Spirit. Less cards, please. It was like 3. I was like, no. We're going to be here forever. Any fair messages for Taurus, summonizing Venus, regarding this reading? We have the Gland Connor. Gland Connor. That's interesting. I don't think this is your energy. The Gland Connor is someone who's very slick, someone who's very manipulative. This could be the person that you're actually starting to realize this is who they are. And maybe in the past you were so blinded by them, and for even when you split up, even when you weren't together anymore, even when this person was out of your life, you miss them and you reminisce all the good times and like, damn, like I wish we could go back. And then as you were sitting down and really thinking about what had happened, you're realizing all these things about this person that they wanted you to believe but wasn't actually the reality. Kind of like that star reverse. Like, you're realizing something wasn't authentic. You realize someone could have just been wearing like a whole mask in this connection, a facade, and you believed it. And now that you're out of it and you see things clearly, like the blindfold's off, you realize who this person really is. The Gland Connor. Yeah, number 62. I'm gonna grab the book, you guys, because I don't think this is your energy. I think this is like how you're realizing this person truly is, and now it's like you can't unsee it. You can't forget it. Once you take that blindfold off, that's it. There's no going back. It's really interesting. The Gland Connor, he's kind of like a shapeshifter. He appears how he wants us to perceive him. Anyways, the Gland Connor: illusion, delusion, lust, projection, and clear sight. Have you ever noticed that when we really, really want someone or something, we tend to see it without clarity? The object of our lust looks flawless and glamorous, which should tell us something right away, but usually it doesn't. He says his name is Smooth Harry, but that might be a little illusion of his own. The Gland Connor doesn't change his shape to tempt us. He simply wears a mirror in which we see our own desires temptingly displayed. He doesn't try to fool us. He simply allows us to fool ourselves. Smooth Harry also appeals to our vanity, and the more we have of it, the easier his work is. A little flattery and we'll believe whatever he wants us to swallow, especially since it's something we want to swallow anyway. Smooth Harry is likely to be very sly. He practices a sort of emotional judo where he lets his own desires lead us into a fall. It is not good to make decisions when blinded by lust, whether it is lust for a person, a thing, or an idea. We need to pause and take our time before making actual commitments. We need to read the fine print, check the foundation, and get a mechanic to test that so beautiful secondhand car. If we're considering buying something, you guys may want to hold off from buying like electronics during this time, right? We are approaching Mercury retrograde, like full on, coming up in a few weeks. You might want to just hold off, okay? So just kind of hold off, do some research, okay? Alright. If we are considering buying something, we can refuse to let ourselves be rushed into it and take time to make sure it's really what we think it is. If we're considering making a commitment to other people, we need to take our time to really get to know them much better. This is another lesson in seeing the truth behind a beglamored surface. So yeah, I think you guys are having some sort of breakthrough in the way you perceive this person. For like the longest time, you viewed them under this certain light, and now that you're actually sitting and thinking about it, you're realizing how your perception about them was so wrong. Yeah, so, but that's freeing, right? Bittersweet, it's freeing though, and you're feeling happier, and you're releasing, you're freeing yourself from this, right? You can't be manipulated by this person any longer. They can't continue to play you any longer. Okay, so, Taurus, that is what I got for you guys for this reading. If you guys found this helpful or insightful, please let me know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you guys are interested, you can follow me over on my Instagram at JadeStoneTarot. And with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.